Sunday, 9th of February 2025. You join me in Atlanta in America. This is Atlanta. So I'm staying just over there, about 3 or 4 minute walk. So yeah, let me just fill you in on what's been going on. So arrived in Atlanta on Friday evening, went out around kind of Midtown area, and I went to a place called the Beltline. So basically it's like a trail area, like bars and restaurants and stuff either side of it. Really cool. I'm hoping to go there today and show you. It was a good night, really fun night. Basically went to bed at like 3 AM and then died yesterday of tiredness. So Saturday, which yesterday was my birthday, 30 years old. Somehow I'm 30. So I spent my 30th basically just walked to get breakfast and then was in bed most of the day. Could not function at all. The jet lag was so bad. So slept most yesterday and then up and about today. A lot better, a lot better, a lot more energy. Going to explore Atlanta. I've got basically 2 full days. I've got today and tomorrow, and then on Tuesday I leave to head to Miami for 5 or 6 full days. So looking forward to showing you Atlanta over the next 2 days. Bit disappointing because of the tiredness, but there's not much I can do. Just gonna have to rattle through all the touristy bits over the next kind of 2 days. Oh, let's get into it. This is Atlanta. Got quite a few bits I want to do. There's quite a few parks. I'm going to take you along the Beltline. Beltline's such a cool little thing. Like I said, it's like a trail area, and there's like bars, restaurants around it. So I'm going to take you along that. I think there's a Coca-Cola museum, and then Martin Luther King from here possibly. There's like a lot of stuff, and I think there's a museum about him. So hopefully going to go there as well over the next couple of days. So let's go and explore Atlanta. So up there behind me, there, so that was the Olympic flame, or that's where the Olympic flame burned during the Atlanta 1996 Olympics. And then this road here, this is the Olympic way. So we're gonna walk all the way along this road into the city centre, get to like the main kind of downtown, midtown, it's kind of touristy area. Right, so behind me, that is the Georgia Capitol building. And then over there, that's the City Hall. I want to turn you around so you get a better view. It's a nice building, like the top of it, the dome. And City Hall's over there. This place. That is the home of the Atlanta Falcons NFL team, and that is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Unfortunately, you can't go in because it's locked up. Yeah, another place ticked off on our little Atlanta Central tour. State Farm Arena, home of the Atlanta Hawks, the NBA team. Shame I can't go and have a look. Do you like a good stadium? Anyway, I'm going to keep walking. Next stop is the Centennial Olympic Park. So I think we're about a 10-minute walk. Not a lot of walking already today, but we've done like already probably a good 5k. Anyway, let's keep walking. This is one with city breaks, end up doing like half marathons. I think the other thing is, the problem with American cities is that they're just so big that like walking across them is just like very difficult. Transport's not great. Like I remember in LA, public transport not great. It's very spread out. Here, it's a bit better. They do have like a metro line that goes through the main areas, but still, it's still very far from place to place. Worst case scenario is jump in an Uber or get like a Lime scooter. There's so many scooters knocking about. So this is the Centennial Olympic Park. A few skyscrapers in the back, and the wheel as well. So this was a dilapidated section of downtown Atlanta, and basically the committee who were trying to get the games to Atlanta had a gathering space for visitors and residents during the 1996 Olympics. So basically came up with this space, and it's like a really bad area of Atlanta. They've just kind of redeveloped into public space. It stands here today, another legacy to the 1996 Summer Olympics. Centennial Olympic Park is called that because it was held 100 years after the Olympic Games, the original Olympic Games, which was 1896 in Athens. So that's where it gets its name from, because obviously the Atlanta Olympics was held in 1996, which I completely forgot about. I was like, why is it called that? And then obviously just explained it, and I was like, oh yeah. We've got all the medal winners at the Olympic Games, and look who's on here. Tennis. Tim Henman. For those of you who don't know, I went to Reed School. I went on a tennis scholarship at Reed School, and Reed School was where Tim Henman went to school. He was part of the tennis academy there years before me. Cool that. Very impressed. Reed School representing here in Atlanta. Opposite the Centennial Park, you've got Georgia Aquarium. That aquarium's meant to be really good, but it's not. I'm not into aquariums. I've done enough in my life. It's not going to be that. But next up is here. That is the Coca-Cola Museum. So we're going to have a look. Coca-Cola lover. Types of drinks that Coca-Cola produce around the world, and you've got the freestyle machines up there, which you sometimes see like 5 guys and stuff. I thought I'd just finish off with the regular Coca-Cola, all from the museum here in Atlanta. Can't beat the original. Cannot beat the original. Let's head through the rip-off gift shop to our next stop. Museum done. Pretty decent actually. Best part was the end where you get to try loads of different drinks from around the world that Coca-Cola produce. There's 2 things that stick out to me. One is how many drinks they produce. I think they produce like over 1,000 drinks. I think something ridiculous like that. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 3,500 drinks around the world. And I think 2 is what you realize is like how incredible their marketing is. And like there was a bit inside where it was like, you know, work, have Coca-Cola, play, have Coca-Cola, sport, have Coca-Cola, travel, like drink Coca-Cola. And the way they've marketed all those aspects, it's made Coca-Cola that iconic brand that everyone knows. If you put up the Coca-Cola sign or whatever, or even like half the brand or just a line, like one of their marketing campaigns, you know instantly it's Coca-Cola. So absolutely fantastic. It's mad as well. It's been around since 1886, I think. So it's been around for years. So I found that absolutely crazy. It truly is a brand that has, you know, it's gone through so many different markets. And weirdly enough, it's perceived to be obviously not that healthy, you know. Soft drinks aren't that healthy, but I think what they've done, which is been so successful, is they've bought a load of brands such as Vitamin Water, such as Powerade. They've bought them from other companies, or they've kind of caught themselves and created something, you know, basically a monster brand that I think ultimately will never go bust, will always be around. Like, it's just simple as like when you go to a restaurant, you go, oh, can I have a can of Coke, or can I get a Diet Coke, and you go, oh, is Pepsi okay? Because they know that Coke is a superior brand over Pepsi, and it has that kind of that market dominance and kind of market kind of reflection. So very, very interesting. Right, I'm gonna get some lunch, and then we're gonna get the metro, go east. So I'm gonna go towards, there's like 5 or 6 things, the east of the city line, a couple of parks, and go head there. So that will be my next stop. So west of downtown done, Centennial Park, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and the Coco Museum. I'm now walking basically towards the centre of downtown, and we're gonna go down this street called Peachtree Street. So I'm gonna walk down there, and then my plan is to jump on the metro, go to the east of the city, to Beltline and a couple of parks. Probably just show you a bit of the downtown, and then we'll, yeah, then it'll be metro, then park. Okay, so I'm walking down Peachtree Street. So basically this is like the main street that goes to downtown. Loads of like, yeah, major chains, major companies. So like here, so you've got like Hard Rock, you've got Westin, the hotel. I've just seen a Ritz-Carlton. This is like the main kind of street that goes downtown. So I'm just gonna walk to the top and then basically work my way south towards the metro. And then, yeah, like I said, from the metro I'll get to the east of the city. So that's the plan for the next few hours. But I'll keep walking down here just to show you. Can't get my head around here, it's so quiet for a Sunday. Like really quiet, for a city of 1 million people. Really quiet in the centre. Not people at all. It's like eerie. Not that level, but it's definitely on the eerie side. It's just lifeless, yeah. Not lifeless, but it definitely doesn't feel like I'm in the city centre. It says population wise. Like if I was in the middle of Manchester, it's similar kind of population, it'd be bouncing. Whereas I don't know if it's because like the 1 million people is spread out quite far in Atlanta. Everyone just drives there for the most part. Everyone has cars, so maybe that is it. I'm not sure, but weird, very weird. So a 10-minute metro ride and then a 10-minute walk. We're here, this is Krog Street Tunnel, basically for graffiti. And then at the start of the Krog Street Tunnel, you have Beltline, which like I say is basically an old railway track. They've kind of renovated it, made it like a running, walking area all the way basically to Midtown. So we're going to basically jump on that and just keep walking all the way from here, all the way to Midtown, with a few stops along the way. So that's kind of the plan. And obviously next to Beltline you've got loads of shops and stuff, so I'll show you that. It seems really busy, just seeing people kind of running, walking along it now, so it should be quite busy. So I came as far as here on Friday night, but it looks so different in the day versus the night. In the night it's a lot quieter, very few people around, but today, Sunday, so many people just walking around, cycling, running, rollerblading, and obviously you've got all the bars and stuff around the corner. It's absolutely fantastic. Definitely worth a look if you are here in Atlanta. Just so cool the way they've, like, this used to be like a train track. They've got rid of it and made it into like a kind of an area hub of activity. We jumped on a Lime scooter because my legs are tired. Been walking around all day. Now just going to come down the steps and go to a place called Old 4th Ward Park, which is just off here. So let's go and have a gander. Well, that Beltline is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The bars line it, restaurants, etc. Such a nice way to spend kind of, well, any day really. So this is Old 4th Ward Park. Quite cool, a bit of green in the city. Then just going to turn you over. Okay, so across the road from the park is this. That is Ponce City Market. So we're going to have a look inside, basically a market full of stores and stuff like that. And then I think they have like a cool rooftop. So we're going to go and have a look and see what it's like. See what's inside, have a gander and try and get to the top, because I think the view's meant to be really good. So let's go and have a look. So back on the Beltline, jumped on another Lime scooter, whizzed down, and I'm here. This is Piedmont Park, basic park. So just gonna have a wander around here. And then gonna try and head to the Botanical Garden, possibly. And then gonna finish the day in Midtown. So I've got walking today, done about 15-16 kilometres already. My legs are struggling. But we just keep plodding along. One in front of the other, just keep walking. But yeah, it's been a good day so far, I've really enjoyed it. Weather's been good. Do like Atlanta, do like it. Lots of good spots so far. The park is giving me Central Park vibes, with like the buildings lingering over. Don't know how well you can see that. Very, very cool. Cool park. Again, everyone's so active here because it's just a bit warmer. This is February, this is in theory their winter, and it's just, yeah, I think January's quite cold, but this is February and it's just fantastic. What a way to live. Amazing. I said it before, that's the downside of the UK, it's just end of October to kind of March, it's just miserable. But here it's just fantastic. So I've got a thought, obviously we've spent the day here, first full day, and I reckon Atlanta is one of the most underrated places in America. And let me explain why. I've not done an extensive bit of travelling, but most people when they think of America, it's like LA, New York, Vegas, Miami. However, could Atlanta be a hidden gem? And why do I think as well? First off, nobody really talks about it in the context of like, kind of the place to be, the it place, you know, that's reserved for kind of New York, and that's reserved for Vegas, LA, those kind of places like I said. However, you've got loads of big companies here, big Fortune 500 companies, which are the top 500 companies in America. You've got companies like Coca-Cola, Delta, big healthcare here, a lot more affordable than say Miami, New York, LA. The climate is a little better. Obviously in summer here it gets quite hot, but winter is not like cold. Like this is February, and I think the worst month is maybe December, January, and it's like maybe hits like 4 or 5 degrees. But this is February, and like you can walk around in shorts and t-shirt and it's absolutely fine. Another reason it's very active, like been in the parks here, everyone's out and about. Everyone is very much out and about, playing sport, running, exercising, etc. And there's not a shortage of kind of space. Good job opportunities, to be affordable, kind of renting, housing-wise versus the other big cities. Good airport connections. Obviously you've got Hartsfield, Atlanta Airport, where I flew into. And that has like, I don't know how many countries put it, I think it's the biggest airport in the world in terms of connections. You can fly anywhere in the world pretty much. That's like really easy to get to, so you've got 20 minutes on the tube, metro, from down to the airport. Big sport, you've got Atlanta Falcons, you've got Atlanta United, you've got the basketball team. It's obviously a well-known city, it's a big city, 1 million people, so kind of you've got a good population size. Quite spread out, so not everyone's kind of on top of each other in the city centre. I think the only downside from what I read, a lot of people just drive everywhere. The public transport isn't that great. Yes, you have the main metro lines, and if you live off the metro lines, you kind of don't need a car, but if you don't live anywhere near the metro lines, it's a bit difficult to get around. That's one thing that kind of springs to mind. I'm not sure about crime. I'd have to just check on crime. I think it is getting a lot better from what I remember, but it's not obviously perfect. I think there's a lot of, because of its location, there's a lot of kind of racial tensions, or there were racial tensions. Don't think that's the case now. Overall, it's kind of a cool place. I probably need to do a bit more of a deep dive, but definitely think it's worth a couple of days if you've got maybe a flight into Atlanta. It's worth like coming here for 2 nights, just having an explore. That's all you probably need. But it's quite a cool place, and I understand why people like it. And obviously you've got like loads of different cool things. The Beltline's cool as well. Like, that area which I've shown today is really cool. Loads of good going out places, loads of great food places, etc. So yeah, maybe a bit of a hidden gem in America, and definitely worth a look, I think, to see if, you know, one, couple of days here, and two, if you actually like it. You know, if you're looking to kind of emigrate to America, potentially have a look and put it on your list, because it has some great fundamentals. That's me having a bit of a ramble about Atlanta. Let's go and have a bit more of an explore of Midtown now. So this is Midtown. I'll turn you around because I'm blocking most of the view. Even this area is not hugely busy. Don't know if it's because it's Sunday, but it's Super Bowl today, so unless I'm just in the wrong part, which could be kind of possible. Still got my bearings. Weird kind of layout of this city, but we'll keep walking. Okay, so day turns to night. Really good day. Done so much today. I literally left at like 9 and it's now 7 PM. All day exploring Atlanta. Like I said, I just think very underrated as a place. So plan now is I need to try and head back to my Airbnb. I might try and see if I can watch the game somewhere. Obviously it's Super Bowl evening tonight, so may see if I can watch it somewhere. But I'm not holding out. Maybe because I don't know where to go. I've asked a couple of people, but I think everything's a bit dotted around here. That's the only downside. It is a bit of an issue. Downtown, midtown, you've got a place uptown called Buckhead. Those are kind of the main 3 places, so a bit tricky. It's been a good day. It's been a very good day. Done a lot. So gonna make my way back, try and watch the game if I can. If I can't, just head back to my Airbnb. That's it really. We'll catch you either late on tonight or probably tomorrow. Final full day in Atlanta. So starting off here, this is the Center Park Stadium. This is the Georgia State University Baseball Stadium. It's just across the road from my accommodation, my Airbnb, so I just started on a quick nosy. So, one is Martin Luther King Museum, and then I'm gonna head north to a place called Buckhead to jump on a metro. I look down there, it's like another district of Atlanta. The plan for today, and that's it. I'm done. There's nothing else I really want to, there's nothing I'm desperate to. There's a few other bits I could do, but I'm not like desperate. For example, you've got the Beltline. Obviously I went to the eastern side of the Beltline yesterday. So I have a west and a north, and it basically runs in a full circle. They're trying to build a full circle, which is about 22 miles long. So I've done like the eastern side. Time-wise, not a priority. I've done bits of it, and I've probably done the best bit of it, to be fair, based on what I've been told. Like trams here, and there's like a tram route, but again, not that desperate to kind of do it. Enjoyed yesterday, did a lot. Even last night, literally could not keep my eyes open. Legs were killing me. Basically walked like a half marathon yesterday. Not great, especially when I don't do half marathons all the time. Obviously I do a lot of walking, but don't do half marathons all the time. Was struggling to stay awake last night. I think partly because of the kind of tiredness, jet lag, still probably thereabouts, and then obviously just generally just tired. So yeah, not ideal, but it is what it is. I said yesterday, I think Atlanta's very underrated. Glad I've actually come here. There isn't a huge amount too touristy. I think like you could do it in 2 days. Probably worth, if you're flying into Atlanta, just do a couple of days and then go on to your next destination. I think it's pretty decent. Little stop, and especially from the UK, because obviously Manchester direct to Atlanta is about 8 hours, 8.5 hours, and it's a direct flight with Virgin. There probably are other direct flights, but yeah, I think it's worth a stop. Especially because it's a kind of a bit of a hidden gem. Nobody gets those flights, so it's not as popular, so you can get some good redemptions, get some good deals, etc. Worth a look. Okay, let's start walking. I've got about a 40-minute walk to the Martin Luther King. So let's head off. 40 odd minutes later, we're just by the Martin Luther King Museum Centre, etc. That's a walk. It's quite interesting. So yesterday I was up near Georgia Tech. There's 2 main universities here in Atlanta. You've got Georgia Tech and Georgia State. So I was up near Georgia Tech yesterday, and I was like, really like, what they've done with the area is fantastic. They've got like a Georgia Tech Square, and they've got like loads of restaurants and bars. Now I don't know if I've been in the wrong area here, but Georgia State just doesn't seem as like planned out. It's a bit more like they've just dumped a bunch of buildings in the middle of the city, as opposed to Georgia Tech, where it's a bit more of a community feel. Just interesting perspective. But yeah, glad to just be able to walk. I just love walking through cities. Just get a feel for them, you know, it's like the different areas and stuff. And like, this is literally like 10-minute walk from 15-minute walk from downtown. It's just dead. It's just quiet. Anyway, here you can just see the Martin Luther King Museum over there. So let's go and have a gander. So the museum just been there now. Not that impressed, to be honest. Very scattered. It's not very kind of, I don't know, in my head it wasn't very organised. I think they could have done a bit better job in terms of telling us about his whole life. Slightly disappointed in my opinion. Then across the road I've just been there. So that's like the King Centre, and then there's like a memorial, and there's like the tomb where Martin Luther King and his wife are there, like buried there. So that was kind of cool to see, So now this is Auburn Avenue. So the museum's behind me, the King Centre's that way. So we're just going to head a bit up there, and we're going to go to Martin Luther King's birth house, or place where he was born. where he lived when he was a child. So we're going to head there now. So this is the birth home of Martin Luther King. Unfortunately it's closed because they're doing some renovation work on it. Yeah, I suppose a huge slice of history, or kind of history in terms of the civil rights movement. 501 Auburn Avenue, Atlanta. He was born here on the 15th of January 1929 and he lived here until age 12. Bit of history for you. Right, all done. So you saw his home, which unfortunately I can't get into because it's closed, but they do tours there. Yeah, worth a look if you're supposed to here. And overall, it's worth a visit, but you don't need that long here. It's half an hour, 40 minutes. Yeah, quite disappointing overall. I suppose good to actually see his tomb and good to see the memorial and good to see his house, but the actual kind of museum was a bit, yeah, not great in my opinion. So next stop is I'm gonna head to some bridge. There's a bridge that is meant to be quite cool, nice view of Atlanta. So I'm gonna head there and then we head north up to Buckhead. So, all right, what's going on? So just had a bit late lunch. I'm in a place called Dunwood, which is like 40 minutes north of Atlanta downtown. Just thought I'd just jump on a metro, do something, as I'm kind of running out of things to do. Went for an ice cream at Coldstone. As you know, obviously you guys know, if you don't know, get to know. My favourite ice cream store in the world. We don't have in the UK. Or actually no, we do have one in London, but never have it because I'm in Manchester. So hopefully they come to Manchester soon. Actually I hope I don't because I'll just be eating it all the time. Then just had a little wander in Target. I don't think I've ever been in Target. So just thought I'd be a wander. Now I'm going to head back to the tube and I've got one more stop today. Head to Buckhead now, have a wander around there. It's quite a cool little area district, so I'm going to head there now. Camera's died, so I'm on phone. I'm in a place called Buckhead. It's nice, you know. It's really nice. More classy than some of the bits I've seen on so far. I'll turn you around and show you. Reminds me of Sanditon from Johannesburg, just like a step up in class in terms of the design of the building, the architects, the environment. Everything's a lot cleaner here. Everything looks a touch more expensive. I'm just peering through some of the shop windows, like Italian luxury interiors. Just everything's just like a step up versus maybe parts of downtown, parts of midtown, etc. Nice area. But I'm gonna keep walking. I'm not sure where this leads. I'm just having a bit of a wander, just kind of kill some time. Update you if there's anything that I think is quite cool. So I don't think there will be, but it's just a nice different area of Atlanta. Right, I've had a bit of a wander. Yeah, you can see that it's like a bit more different than Midtown downtown. It's just so much more money knocking around. Like, I've just seen like fancy restaurants, fancy kind of shops like Rolex, etc. Just a lot nicer. You can tell like the state of the building's a lot nicer. Anyway, I'm going to round this up here. Gonna get on a tube back to the hostel now. Hostel, gonna go back to my Airbnb even. Need to get some dinner, but it's just time's not really adding up, so I might have to do what I did last night and Uber Eats it possibly. We'll see. See what time it gets to. We'll take from there. I will catch you either later on. See you in a bit. Tuesday, 11th February 2025. I am done in Atlanta, just in my Airbnb now, waiting to kind of check out in about 5-10 minutes. Yeah, Atlanta done. I think my thoughts are, if you have a couple of days, I'd come here. There's quite a few bits to do. Coca-Cola Museum, Martin Luther King. Obviously the Beltline, I really liked it. There's quite a few parks. I probably would come back in the future, so they've still got to finish the Beltline off and the Beltline will become the whole loop. So I want to come back and do that. We would come back for just a day just to kind of do that, because I love my wildlife, nature, getting out there, exploring, walking around. So it's quite a livable place, as I mentioned earlier in the video. So yeah, I wouldn't say a hidden gem, but I think if you've got a stopover in Atlanta or you find into Atlanta, then maybe spend a day or two here. I think it's worth doing. So I'm gonna bounce up here. I'm on the way to the airport. Next scenes will be in Miami, so I'm really excited for that. But thank you, Atlanta. It's been not too bad, 2 or 3 days, and yeah, I will see you in Miami.